Monday, March 18. China will be the first to report on important economic developments next week. At 4 a.m., the country is expected to report on retail sales. The indicator reflects the change in the number of goods sold at retail in the current reporting period compared to the previous one. The growth of retail sales may favorably affect the yuan. At 12 p.m., Eurostat will announce the Consumer Price Index in the Eurozone. The index shows the change in prices from the point of view of households, which are the final consumers of goods and services. The growth of the index in the conditions of insufficient inflation has a positive impact on the euro. Tuesday, March 19. Japan will draw the attention of market players on Tuesday. The country's interest rate decision is expected at 4:30 a.m. In other words, the Japanese regulator issues loans to commercial banks at this rate. When the economy is unfavorable, it goes down, and when conditions are favorable, it goes up. This indicator is the main factor that allows estimating the value of the yen. Following Japan, the interest rate decision will be announced by Australia, which will happen at 5:30 a.m. This is one of the most important events affecting the Australian dollar. Meetings of the Council, which determines the monetary policy of the country, are held 11 times a year. The decision to raise rates leads to an increase in the price of the currency. Wednesday, March 20. On March 20, traders will focus on the United States. At 4:30 p.m., a report from the on the crude oil stock exchange is expected there. It reflects the number of barrels of commercial crude oil contained in the storages of American companies. In addition, the data provided in the report describes the supply and distribution of oil and petroleum products in the country. The growth of stocks may have a short-term negative impact on the dollar. At 8 p.m., investors will be watching for the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision. This event is the most important in terms of its impact on the financial markets and, in particular, on quotations of the United States dollar. A change in interest rates is a response to a change in the global economic situation in the country. It can move the quotes immediately, strongly, and for a long time. If rates are raised, then the United States dollar may rise. A decrease can have a negative impact on the currency. Thursday, March 21. On Thursday at 2:30 a.m., Australia will report the employment change. The report reflects the change in the number of officially employed citizens in the Australian economy in the reporting month. Employment is one of the key indicators of the health of the economy. Its increase indicates economic growth. This positively affects the Australian dollar. At 2 p.m., the Bank of England will announce its interest rate decision. This is one of the most important events affecting the pound sterling. The Monetary Policy Committee, headed by the head of the British regulator, adopts it. The regulator's interest rate is usually cut when it is necessary to increase inflation to the target level. Each interest rate decision directly affects the pound sterling. Friday, March 22. In the finale of this week, traders' attention may be drawn to the German Business Climate Index report, scheduled for publication at 11:30 a.m. The calculation is based on a sample of 7 monthly reports from companies in the manufacturing, construction, wholesale and retail sectors. Firms are surveyed on their current business and expectations for the next 6 months. A value higher than expected is considered favorable for the euro, and vice versa. At 2:30 p.m., Canada will release its retail sales. They reflect the change in sales of goods sold by retailers to households in monetary terms in the reporting period compared to the previous one. The release of the report on retail sales may have an impact on the Canadian dollar. A decline in the indicator leads to a decrease in the value of the Canadian currency.